Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a theory that I have of how Scream 7 could play out in terms of the storyline. Now based on the info I've heard, Neve Campbell will indeed be back, and while we do not know the status of Melissa Barrera, rumors have circulated that she's potentially signed on even prior to the strike's beginning. Take it with a grain of salt for now, but if Christopher Landon and the writing team want to continue the Carpenter sisters' story to some degree, you must have Sam at the very least. Now, Tara would be great as well, of course, but you have to have Sam. So, how will Sidney and Sam's story merge in Scream 7? Well, I have an idea that will give us what I believe is the perfect blend. Let's go!
Hey everyone, this is Christopher Landon, the director of Scream 7, and you're watching Craving Something Scary.
So my approach to making this work between Sam and Sidney in the movie is much like you see in a lot of these crime drama TV shows that come on every week on the networks. And you'll see that they'll have two stories running at the same time. So you may see a victim that's been found in one location, and you've got part of the CSI team or what have you investigating that. And then there's another crime that happens in a different part of the city. And you see, other members of the team working on that one. And basically for the whole show, it goes back and forth between both of the teams until the end. And it works out really well. It's very entertaining. So my thought is, what my idea is for Scream 7 is you have this type of scenario where, because I don't want Sidney back for a glorified cameo. That would be horrible. We're bringing her back. Let's get her in for a significant role, at least equivalent to her Scream 3 presence, which was 20 days of shooting, and it was spread out amongst the movie, and it really felt like she was even more involved than she technically was in that movie. But it was enough. It was great. It feels good. So something like that. And then you do the same with Sam. You have Sam's story and hopefully Tara as well, the Carpenter sisters. So we continue their story and start winding it down. And then we've got Sidney. Now, the big question is, if we go this route, or really, honestly, any route, how does Sidney come back into the picture to get involved? Now, I know that many think that killing Gail may do it. But I actually don't think that's a guarantee, because Gail and Sidney have never been very close. They've never had a relationship that was tight by any means. There was a mutual level of respect as the sequels moved forward, but they were never very good buds hanging out. So I'm not sure that killing Gail would bring Sidney back out from Seattle into whatever city they're in, whether it's Woodsboro or someplace new for that matter. But the one way you can guarantee Sidney Prescott to be involved with this movie in this situation is to bring the fight to her, because she has no choice then. And I think that is the way that you want to cash in on what's been established in the past, but also bring it fresh. Bring it new. You bring the attack to Sidney. Now, here is the angle I'm going with for how you introduce this, or how this works with these two pretty much dual leads, like 50-50 between Sam and Sidney. So the way that this would work is, again, cashing in on what's been established in Scream 5 And then further in Scream 6, we saw it move the needle even further. And what that would be is the dreaded thread that Richie and Amber met through going back to Scream 5. And this is the thread we found out, remember, at the end of Scream 5, that it's very much the recruitment tool for the cult of Ghostface. And, this, I believe this thread is very specific. It was intended to recruit individuals like Richie and Amber. And we know this when Amber says at the end of the movie, when she's talking to Gail and sitting in the kitchen, she's like, she said, wait. She said, I was radicalized. I just wanted to be a part of something. Well, who does a good job of radicalizing people and being a part of something? A cult. That's what they do. That's by nature what a cult does. A true cult radicalizes you. Yeah, you're in the group. You're made to feel like family, but you're being radicalized along the way. So Amber gave us already a picture of what is going on with this dreaded thread. That is something that would be considered perhaps the cult of Ghostface. All right. Now, you know me, self-conductor of the Stew Train. I believe Stu Macher started that dreaded thread back for Scream 5. And I think Stu Macher is still the one recruiting individuals to manipulate and mold them into killers. Take their initial instincts already. They're bent that way already. And he's taking them, molding him like he did Richie and Amber. But even if you don't want to go down the Stu angle, at the very least, it would be a cult of Ghostface. Someone posted the thread. Someone is in charge. So, put whatever name you want, but there's someone behind it. And remember, too, the cult idea was further explored in Scream 6 when we saw Jason kill Laura in the opening and, of course, unmasked himself. And what did he want to do? What him and Greg, his partner, which is another one that we saw, of course, dead, obviously. But the two of them, their motive was what? They wanted to finish Richie's movie. So it's all going back to that sub-dreaded thread in 5. So they're basically carrying on Richie and Amber, which is what a cult would do. The cult members, they continue the mission. They don't stop. And so this is what we see in 6. The cult idea, guys, it's right in plain sight in 6 with Jason and Greg. Their motives totally different than the Baileys. No relation or connection whatsoever. So their mission was following through with Richie and Amber, keeping that going, what was established in 5. So I think that many more of these cult members are active around the country, maybe even the world. They're a part of the Ghostface cult. Just like Jason and Greg were in New York, Richie and Amber in California. They could be all over the place. So the way I would bring Sidney back is with the Ghostface cult. And what we would see, for example, here's my opening. We see an attack happen with the core 4, or maybe a celebrity cameo like a Samara Weaving was. We see someone like Jessica Roth, Catherine Newton from Freaky, whatever. If we go that route, there's an attack made. I prefer, honestly, the core 4. I think we kill one in the first act of the movie. The opening kill should be a core 4 member right at the beginning, showing the stakes have been raised again. And so, but we'll see. Either way, you see an attack happen in wherever, in Woodsboro, if they're back in Woodsboro, if they're still in New York, wherever they decide to place them, an attack happens there like normal, and then the Ghostface kills the victim. And then instead of the title card, we get this hard transition and we're in Seattle. You see the Seattle needle. and we're coming down. And now we're seeing another attack happen with Sidney. And it could be with Kincaid. It could be, Kincaid could come back. He could be an opening kill right off the bat. Or maybe they go the Scream 5 route, and whoever is attacked at Sidney's home survives. Whether it's Sidney herself that's attacked, maybe it's her. You can't get her more involved than that. Have them attack Sidney, but she lives. Or it could be Mark, not the kids. Not going to go that route, but it'll be one of those two. And then this is happening simultaneously. We find out these are both occurred at the same moment. It was calculated because the cult of Ghostface is trying to clean up everyone from the past, wipe them out. And now Sidney has no choice but to be fully invested into solving this Ghostface riddle of this cult, figuring out who is behind it. That's the key. That's the mystery of Scream 7. It's not even so much who the killers are necessarily, although you could definitely still have them be people that are, that are known suspects in the movie. That's a good thing. You're going to keep that, I think. But at the end of the day, the biggest mystery is who's behind it. Who is pulling the strings of the cult of Ghostface. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. That is my idea I've been thinking about for a while. And that is my theory, if you will, of how you could have Scream 7 be a 50-50 split, essentially, between Sam Sam and Tara, or just Sam, the core four, and Sidney. That's how you can do this. And of course, at the end, you merge them together for the finale. It all brings them to one location, maybe back in Woodsboro, and they show up together, and they're like, "Oh, you got the memo too?" Yep, and here we are. And then they have the final showdown with hopefully Stu Macher. That's what I'm hoping to see. But whoever it is, that's how you could end the movie. But listen, I want to know though, what do you think about it? Do you like this idea? Are you on board with this dual approach like this with the cult of Ghostface? Let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe you have a different theory of what you'd like to see, and how would you like to see the percentages here, incorporated with Sidney and Sam. Leave your ideas in the comment section below right now. Start typing, guys, even while this video is wrapping up, because I want to see what you have to say. I love reading your theories and your ideas. Well, that's going to be all for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.